whiskey, beer, and so on. So always having 6 is important. You could do a flight of 5, 3, 4, whatever you want. But for me, traditionally, when you do a session and you sit and you taste wine or you taste beer or you taste whiskey, you're going to do a session of 2 flights of 6, meaning you'll have a session of 20 minutes, about 25 minutes where you're going to be focused, banging out no more than 4 minutes per product or sample, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So like that, you could do 1 flight and a second flight with a break in between. So the second part of the sheet, which is really important, is basically the grid. Now, what is the grid? Well, the grid is pretty simple. It's the step that we take as we taste. So first of all, is this product effective? Yes or no? And that is a big one out of the gate that you need to analyze, move on. It's good, it's good. It's bad, it's bad. You have a hint that it's not good, you put it aside and you have to come back to it. That's it. So we basically go through the nose, intensity, age assessment, what types of chemicals, sulfur, rubbery, and so on. Florals like orange blossom, roses, geranium, grassy, fresh cut grass, fresh herbs like basil and so on, like garden herbs. Dried, basically in the herbs department is going to be hay, straw, grass. Fresh herbs, we're going to have marjoram, oregano, parsley, hops. You have delicate, moderate, and so on. I'm trying to make this sheet so that it's much more versatile. You could do wine, whiskey, and beer all at the same time. So also we had wood type, woody, grain, yeasty. At the bottom we have spices, root, the nuttiness, caramel, citrus, cane, apple, pear, and so on. I've pretty much organized them well within their structures and what you would traditionally find into a text sheet or a grid sheet or an aroma wheel, as some would call it. But for me, an aroma wheel is very confusing. What am I doing? I'm going to turn the aroma wheel as I'm tasting to try to read it. I think it's completely confusing for any professional. And I have to turn the thing. Just doesn't make any sense. That said, once you've pretty much covered all of the aromas that you could find in the glass, then we have this separate box right here where we go through tannin, acidity, body, alcohol, texture, finish, length, and complexity, and how sweet is it, and what type of fruit characters. So remember, traditionally when you taste, close your eyes, you smell, you get those aromas, you make a first write of all the aromas that you have out of the glass. You do a second turn, this time you taste, you swirl, you spit. This time we go over it, what tasting profiles are, and then we do a third round, and then that's when we attack the box and say, all right, this is what it is here. And on top of it, what is really amazing is that we also put 28 different colors so that you have reference points, and that will pretty much cover wine, beer, and whiskey. The spectrum of wine is much wider, but our focus is really to be versatile. So between whiskey and beer, which usually you're not going to find, a crazy light pink beer, but I'm sure someone will come up with it now. Anyway, all that said, and then we move on basically to the notes part. Now, I know that for me, teaching, educating people, it's important that in a visual grid we see absolutely everything here. So we have all of the glasses, we have our sheet where it's the grid, and then we have our color wheels, and then we have our tasting notes. So if you do professional tastings and you sit with regular people, amateurs that really don't understand tasting or has never done it or has never seen a grid or an aroma wheel before, it's really well organized, well packaged, simple, which is always difficult to do. And everybody pretty much gets it. But the most interesting part, I think, for me, out of doing this design and working on this for more than a year, is that you can cut it apart. So not only do you get this beautiful grid when you order at tastingskills.com, the tech sheet, you also get multiple other actions. And what are those actions? Well, those actions are simple. If you want to do a party with 6 people, an experience, keep it neat, it's very simple. But they could cut out the tasting notes if they want to and take them home, or they could take the whole grid and so on. But when you start cutting it up, this is when it gets exciting. So I've cut it up here already. And pretty much, we have our flights at the top, we have our grid, we have our color wheel, we have our notes, and usually this is how I line it up, so that like that, I have my first glass, grab, look at the color. If I need to, I have a white background against it, I can turn it down like this, and I'm a lot more flexible, for one. 2, what do I do after these notes are gone? Well, it's pretty simple. This goes away, and then this gets organized this way. So right now I have an extra tasting sheet, double-sided.
What are you doing?
Nothing, I'm just going over my thing, and then I'm going to do, just so I have like a daily, so double-sided. And then rapid fire, double-sided, foldable, multiple, color wheel at the back for rapid fire and reference. So you can take notes.
I need to edit this too.
And then the best part about this part is, you know what I love?
Or have you already done that part?
The best part is that this can go there, that can go there. And then I'm gonna need your computer to have it here. So I can take notes.
No.
And then I'm going to sell them, listen to this, an Excel sheet. Yeah. You know why?
Why?
So they could put their fucking notes in there and say, what's the pH? What's the, and so on and so on. And people are going to be like, why are you taking in the pH? I'm like, because that's the most important part. I made a quesadilla and it's right there. You have sour cream. So all that said, the best part is basically that once we have this, then we also have this that we could fold like this, and then suddenly you're taking, your grid's over here, you've got your thing, you got 1, 2, 3. Here, let me organize it here so you can see it. Yeah. And then flip, or turn, start over again, and the grid also comes with an extra sheet. It's printable, double-sided, where you can fold it once, fold it twice, and then now you have 24 notes to be taken on one side, and double that on the inside, making it 48. And the trusty color wheel fits perfectly under it, so you have something hard at the back. What I recommend is that you plastify this part here. Some people don't like plastifying it because you don't really see the reflection properly of the color. But for me, it's easier. All right.
You want me to critique you from back here?
I'm just explaining how the grid works, so I don't think I need any critiquing.
I think you do. It's good for you. Do I need to proofread that shit?
Yeah.
Because you don't know how to spell.
Again, I may not know how to spell or read or write, but I can sure fucking make.
French.
First of all, I'm not French. I'm French Canadian. Get it right, you dumb American.
Same thing.
Anyway, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. This crazy bitch fucking driving me nuts.
Well, you're in my fucking living room, so yeah.
I think the camera's gonna have to be a little higher up there. The C-stand. But my sound sure did improve. I will bet you that. I said I'm sure my sound improved though.
Yeah?
Yeah.